Hello, beautiful souls. Honestly, I just recorded the most incredible meditation, and it really brought up the topic of curiosity. Because when we're on this expansive journey, this journey to our souls, the inside, it can be incredibly lonely. It can be incredibly difficult. And it takes curiosity and extreme courage to continue on the path, because you know why? It's so easy to pretend. So easy to pretend that the way that we're living is how we want to live, because everyone else is doing it too. But I promise you, the more that you get curious about your fear, about what's holding you back, about what you like, about things that you are thinking about doing, about going to, or whatever it is, the more that you get curious about it, the more that you can unravel it. That's where your power is, my loves. My loves, curiosity is the key to starting this journey. And it's okay that maybe you find out the way that you've been living up to that point isn't actually you. It was all the things that you learned up to that point. But that's the beauty of that's the beauty of it. And I'm getting so caught up with words because not a single moment have I regret the fact that I chose this journey. I have had moments where I sit and question, what the heck am I doing right now? Why am I doing this? I am completely shifting my life when I could just stay the same. But that's it. Staying the same was almost more hurtful. In fact, not almost, it was more hurtful than completely changing, than facing every single thing that I didn't like about myself, that I didn't like about my life at that time. Getting curious about it. Why do I feel this way? Why is it whenever someone says this to me, I get so angry? Is it really about them? Or is it about something that I don't even realize happened? Or maybe there's some underlying thing that every time I hear someone say that to me, it triggers me. But that's it. I was curious enough to look into it. I was curious enough to follow what excites me, to what got me deeper and deeper and deeper. Because once I started, I couldn't stop. And I ended up pushing past the fear, just like you will too. Because you are important. You are enough. And you owe it to yourself to dig deeper, to go there, to get curious about your fear, and to become limitless. Because life doesn't wait for you. You have to create your life. It happens for you. So, are you in charge of it? Are you in charge of your own life? Or are you just existing? The more that we get curious, it could be about anything. Right now, I'm curious about religion. And that has been a journey. Maybe one I'll talk about, maybe one I won't. But getting curious is what opens up the world. It opens up your inner world. when you follow that curiosity, you figure out what is your truth. You figure out what is right for you. Not what the magazines say, not what Instagram says, not what your friends say. You get to be the sovereign person in your life because you are sovereign unto yourself. But you have to believe that. You have to be able to discern what you believe versus what you don't, what your values are versus what isn't. But how are you going to do that if you don't get curious about what those things are? Maybe you're thinking, for example, maybe you're thinking about astral travel, and maybe you're thinking, wait, maybe there are other beings in this universe. And you start getting curious about that, and you start, listening to podcasts and grabbing some quantum papers, and you start grabbing some books by Barbara Marciniak. You start getting curious and you start exploring that. And you realize maybe down the road that you do believe, or maybe down the other road you don't. But guess what? You would have never known unless you got curious. Or maybe, just maybe, you're thinking about moving. And if you're thinking about moving, are you getting curious about where you're moving, or are you just kind of like closing your eyes and choosing somewhere? Get curious. Go explore. Use your, what's coming to mind and what I'm seeing is Dora the Explorer with map, with her little map or whatever. Go and journey and find what's true for you. Because something tells me that if you're here listening to me, what I've been talking about resonates in some way. And the only way that I got to this point was by being curious. And yeah, maybe not the only way. Of course, there's other tools, but that has been the biggest blessing of my life, is that I've always been curious. I've always liked to explore the things that pique my interest. And it was the biggest blessing that I became my own interest. And I bet me saying that might have triggered you a little bit, because that means that I had to put myself first. And how many of us struggle with that? I know I did. Hardcore people pleaser back then. And it feels like it was 100 years ago, but I promise it wasn't that long ago. But how I unraveled that was by accepting that it was there, trying to get curious about why I kept repeating this over and over and over again. Even though I knew it was there, why was my knee-jerk reaction to people please? I don't know. Because I sit here now and I'm like, how was I even doing that? These are unconscious things. So in order to change your life, you have to be willing to stop avoiding the things that you actually think you want to do and get curious about them and start doing them. It's not going to be easy. If things were easy, then we'd all be in peace and harmony and love and light, and yet here we are. We know that that's not true. We know that we just kind of go on autopilot. We work just to work. We look forward to the weekend, drink our faces off, blah, 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 do drugs. I don't know, whatever. You do those things because you're avoiding the fact that you're not really living the life you want to live. You're not living the life that's true to you. Why is that? I know I'm curious about why that is. Especially because I was there too. But I can honestly tell you now, my curiosity saved me. It was the biggest blessing of my life. It got me to understand my intuition. It got me to understand the things that I actually want. It got me to this moment right now with you. Because I'm here to tell you, to hold you through the tough times. If I can make it, so can you. Keep going. Keep unraveling. And keep figuring out, getting curious about you. You are the main character of your life, so start acting like it. And yeah, if you have kids, they are also main characters. Of course they are. However, show them how to be the main character of their life. Because we all are. We're the most important person in our life. So why do we always look outside of us for support? Isn't it time we get curious about ourselves and start learning how to support ourselves? Let come what come, because I know I'm fine. I mean, I'm just kind of making a joke now, but I just seriously want you guys to know that you're not alone. I promise you, you're not alone. Send me a message, and I'll be there to support you. Unless it's a mean one, then I'll probably ignore it. But anyways, I hope you guys have the best week, the best month, the best eon, millennia, whatever other time term. I don't believe in time, so whatever term you want to use. I hope you have a blessed day.